Hey folks, super excited today. We are talking about the road to six figures in tech and how you can find the right path for you, which one is fastest, which one costs more, which one is more economical, and so that you can really choose what your road to six figures in tech can look like. So if you're just joining us, drop down a comment in the chat. Let us know that you're here, and we can't wait to support you on your journey. All right, super, super awesome. So there's a ton of options for you in tech, right? For you to really dig in and become that six figure software developer. But I think the question is, do you really need six figures, right? Is six figures really where you need to be? Or is a low code tech job going to be enough? And so that is what we're going to be talking about today. That's what we're going to talk about today. All right, cool. Let me get started. So, what are the possibilities in terms of six figure tech jobs, right? So let's say that you're here, right? That you are starting out and you're trying to make this decision of which way to go. And if you're just joining us, please drop in the chat. Let us know where you're at. All right. So we start off here wondering about our six figure tech jobs. Okay. So what are our options? Well, there's really two main paths that we see students going down. It's either becoming a low code developer or a six figure software developer. Now, I don't want this to be misconstrued because it's still absolutely possible to hit six figures as a low code developer. But the six figure software developers have higher earnings potential over time, right? A low code developer may cap out at six figures versus six figure software developers start at six figures or high fives and go up from there. So a low code developer involves job titles like data and biz analyst, low code business solution specialist, and they typically start at around 60 to 80K per year in salary. Okay, so if that sounds pretty good, that might be a good path for you. And as we're talking today, I really want to hear from you what you're thinking so that I can customize, both the training I'm doing today and future trainings to where you're at and where you're trying to go. So what's the difference with a six-figure software developer? So a six-figure software developer is going to be pursuing jobs like full stack web developer, data scientist, AI engineer, DevOps, quality assurance engineer, project manager. So six figure developers are involved in some kind of software development team, right? Where they're managing developers, they're working on development day to day, they're pushing to production, right? Like they're creating brand new websites like Uber, Airbnb, right? Or it could be something smaller like Teachers Pay Teachers or Facebook, right? Like all of these software developers work on brand new custom websites, Yelp, right? Netflix. They're not just creating sign pages for local businesses. These are big custom websites with a lot of data and moving parts. Or they're creating custom mobile apps that go with it, right? So that, the full stack, six-figure software developers or data scientists, engineers, project managers, they're all working in that zone. Versus a low-code developer is taking existing software and they're kind of zhuzhing it up, right? They're not doing the full coding of it. They're taking software that's been built by six-figure software developers that's not super user-friendly. It requires some expertise. For instance, if you've ever programmed an Excel spreadsheet, right? That's an example of a low-code development, right? There's not coding the same way a six-figure software developer has coding, but it still has technical expertise and the troubleshooting process, right, to develop and debug low-code programs is the same across both. It's just the low-code developer stopped learning. They're like, I'm good. I don't need to go farther. I don't need to create the next Airbnb. I'm going to go apply my skills and get paid faster in a low-code position. Welcome, folks. Super glad to see you. If you have any thoughts about where you are as we're talking today, please drop them in the chat. I'd love to see it. So, and if you have any questions on the difference between low-code developers and six-figure developers, please let me know in the chat. Happy to answer. But I want to focus on one thing, because many people come to us at the Joy of Coding Academy looking to become full-stack web developers or mobile developers. And, low code is also a viable option. We have many students that also choose that path. So what are the ramifications over time? Like, what is the long-term impact? So I want to take a moment. And think about, what does this look like? If you were going to do this for the next 10 years, what would this look like? Right? So how much is this in the next 10 years? So a low-code developer will start at around 60 to 80K, but the earnings potential could be as high as 100 or 125K over time with raises. So let's just pick an average. Let's be reasonable. We're going to pick an 85K per year average. If you multiply that out over 10 years, that's 850K, right? Like, that is really close to $1 million in those 10 years. That should be enough to afford a really nice quality of life and set aside something so you don't have to work forever, right? Am I right? So what does it look like for a six-figure software developer? Well, six-figure software developers typically start in the 70 to 100K range, and then their salaries go up from there. It's not uncommon for a developer who knows their stuff, who's been in the job for 2 to 3 years, to be making anywhere from 2 to 300K. And, people that have been in software for longer can earn 500K and even higher, right? Each year in salary. So we're going to pick a conservative average of 100K per year, 100K per year. Okay. Let's take that over 10 years. That's going to yield $1 million, maybe more, right? Depending on where you cap out and where you max out with your tech jobs. Pretty sweet, huh? I mean, did you ever think that in 10 years you could work with $1 million? Would that be enough for you to afford the quality of life that you're looking for, as well as set something aside? And so I think the question here is, which path, right, do you want to travel? Where do you want to go? And so I'm just curious, for the people that are here, is anyone thinking so far, like low code versus six-figure? I would love to hear it if you can drop it in the chat. I'm just taking, an informal poll of where you are so I can really focus the remainder of our conversation along those lines. So when you, like, if you're thinking about one way, if you're leaning one way or the other, if you can let me know, that'd be awesome. Super awesome. So next up is, where are we now? Yes, Sam is in for six figures. I love it. Sam is in for six figures. That's awesome. That is awesome. Super awesome. Excellent. And so just because you want to be a low-code developer or a six-figure developer, I'm just trying to illustrate that there's so many options for you. There's so many pathways, and the amount of learning required and the time required varies, right? And so if somebody else wants to get a job ASAP, I feel you for sure. Super awesome. Great. Keep those comments coming, folks. All right. So let's take some more information into consideration in our decision, right? Let's figure out where we are right now. Yes, and John is showing revenue streams to get to learn for high six figures. Absolutely. Super awesome. I love it, folks. These are great. Thank you so much. Okay. So where are you now specifically? Because this will help us figure out, when to get on the job market and what kind of training you need to get there, right? So who is a good fit for the low code track, right? You're a good fit for the low code track if you've never coded before, right? Or if you've only done HTML and CSS and you kind of stopped at JavaScript. Or if you've been mostly learning from free videos, or you want to automate the boring IT stuff, right? If you want to automate boring IT stuff, you would be a great candidate for the low code developer track. So who is in a really great position to just start hitting the ground running for the six-figure software developer track? If you want to build cool sites and apps, and that's it, full stop, you're going to learn how to do this, or there's nothing else for you, right? Like this is what you want. If you have that kind of commitment, just skip the low code. Let's get you on the pathway to become a six-figure developer, even if you choose to found your own company, your own business, or if you want to go and just get an awesome salaried job as a six-figure software developer. If you're committed to learning these skills, we want to get you on that pathway as soon as possible. If you've already come through bootcamp, unfortunately, we have a number of students that have come to us through other bootcamp programs where they didn't get the job they were looking for. Or if you have a technical degree already, right? You don't have to have a technical degree to get a job either in the low code or the six-figure software developer track, but it does help. It unlocks certain types of jobs. And if you do have a tech degree, it does allow you to get on a faster path to get an offer sooner. Many hiring managers like to see a tech degree on the resume. That doesn't mean you can't find an awesome job without a tech degree. And in fact, we just had a student do that, this past week. So again, it totally isn't necessary. It just changes which jobs you apply for and like how you distinguish yourself and position yourself on the job market. Yep, exactly. So if you've built JavaScript sites yourself and you've hosted them like on your computer locally, that's great. You're totally ready for the six-figure software developer track. Or, we also get some students in this position. If you already have a tech job, right, and you're switching areas of specialization, like maybe you're going from IT or help desk and you want to go into coding. This is also the pathway for you. We do find that students with some prior technical experience, even if it's not coding, it's just tech adjacent, tend to get offers faster. They tend to pick up the material more quickly and they tend to get offers faster. So really, the six-figure software developer track right now in this moment is for those that have some experience with coding before coming in. If you have very limited experience, or if you only want to automate boring IT stuff in your day job, right? The low-code developer track is perfect to dip your toe in the water, see what the landscape is about, and then start earning so that you can then learn how to be a six-figure software developer later, right? If you choose. But this just allows you to have options, Yep, exactly. Yep. Ayaz is speaking up. That's so good. That's so good. Yep. So 60, 80K will be good. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And Sam is upgrading his low code background. That's so good. So good. And then a QA to dev. Awesome. So yeah, definitely switching fields in tech. Get on the six-figure software developer track. That'll be totally appropriate. Great. Super awesome, folks. These are great. Thank you so much for sharing. This is awesome. Perfect. So we've already had some people speak up, but I know we've got some more folks here watching at home. And I really want to know, even if you're watching the replay, I want to know, what's the dream look like for you so that we can help you get there, right? So which path is going to work for you? So which tech job do you want? So a low-code developer, again, just to review, you're going to have job titles like data or biz analyst, right? Low-code developer, business solutions specialist. These are roles where you might be customizing something that when you're technical is super easy to do, but if you're not technical, it's like Greek, right? So you're taking your background that you have this comfort in tech and this understanding of how to problem solve, how to troubleshoot, how to debug, and systematically work through problem solving, basically, right? Having an understanding of the 7 basics, so the fundamentals of coding, really unlocks these positions that aren't open to the average person, right? Because the average person off the street doesn't know how to use these technical tools like an expert. So for instance, some students that we had that got these types of low-code developer jobs, one person was a solutions analyst for Oracle. Another one, someone else went and, an example of this would be AWS, right? If they're customizing AWS solutions for the client. This is not a coder. This is like an end user who's helping use AWS tools and dashboards to set up what the client customer needs in the system. So they're not coding the system, but because they understand coding and they understand networks, they're able to put those pieces together. And I have a couple more examples as we move forward in our time together today. So these low code developer jobs, again, are targeting 60 to 80K per year to start. Six-figure software developers are full stack web developers, data scientists, AI engineers, DevOps, quality assurance or QA, testing, project managers, product managers, right? Anything affiliated with the custom software development cycle. And again, those are going to start typically 70 to 100K a year and then go up from there. Both of these paths have options to increase. It's just, where do you want to cap out? And so one of the pathways that we recommend, especially for someone who's just starting out learning to code, is to start off as a low code developer, start earning, right? Let's take advantage of those skills that you've learned, and then keep learning to become that six-figure software developer. It might take a little bit longer, right? Because in between, you're going to start a new job, but it'll be a lot more comfortable for you because you'll have a salary, right? You'll be earning on the skills that you've learned. And then you have the time and the space to invest in becoming a six-figure software developer. Because at the end of the day, right, the amount of learning and time investment on your part for these different pathways, right, is different. So I'm just curious, right? I'm super curious what you guys think, which pathway might be a good fit for you. And let me just take a moment and walk you through how long it takes typically to prepare. So, and I'll give some actual examples of students that we had that fit these timelines. So the low code developer jobs, you can complete the training and start getting offers in as little as a month. Max 6, that's our range. Most students see results in 2 to 3 months. We have had more than one student get offers that they accepted within a month of starting the low code training, right? So it absolutely can happen. We like to allow 2 to 3 months because everyone's job is different. And our max is 6 because on average, most people find tech jobs nationally in the US within 6 months. So that's really our upper boundary, right? But most of our students are getting offers in 2 to 3 months after going on the job market. And you can start going on the job market with a low code job in as little as a month. Now, for six-figure software developers, that training and the offers take a little bit longer. You need to know more, right? And you may not start at 6 figures. The A players that really are just incredible and they're intuitive geniuses, yes, they may be starting at 100K. And we have had students, we've had more than one student land positions at 150K and 160K in tech, respectively. But the average is within 6 to 12 months because it does require a certain level of expertise, right? And many students accept offers in the 70 to 100K range. And then, they're earning while they're learning, they're leveling up, and they walk into that 100K job as their second position rather than their first. That's up to the individual student. Some students come out and they're like, nope, I'm not taking anything under 100K. Awesome, right? I had a student once tell me I'm not taking a dime under 125 and they got a 150K offer. So it's really up to you and how you want to invest your time, how much you want to learn. And, do you want to really start at that 150K or 100K level? You get to choose, right? And for each individual person, given your life, right? What's going on around you, that could be totally awesome and fit within the time horizon you have laid out or not, right? Like you get to choose. You're in the driver's seat. So I have some awesome comments in here. I can see that Paige would prefer nothing with a lot of math. So I would stay away from jobs that have data in the title, Paige, but web development, and I think, analyst, low code developer, solution specialist will still be fair game for you. Awesome. IS data analytics, super awesome. Thank you for sharing. Dolphin Mindy, are there any concerns with the current job market with the massive layoffs? This is a great question. Thank you so much for asking. So I know that there have been some tech layoffs, right? And just in the past year, there have been tech layoffs. Right now, we're going through a period of contraction, right? We've had at least 3 since I've been in tech since the late 1990s. And each time the market comes roaring back. But don't believe the hype that there are no jobs right now. I will admit that last fall of 2023 was fairly brutal. We did have a job offer, but there wasn't like a lot, right? Like that was a really tough time. It was about 3 months. But this year, 2024, we have seen the most students getting offers ever in the Academy's history, right? So even though it's supposedly a tough job market right now, that is not what we're seeing on the ground. And in part, we believe it's because of the approach that we promote and how we suggest students go about applying for jobs and preparing for jobs and learning really helps them move forward with success. The jobs are there, right? I think a recent statistic in the past month, there are over 250,000 tech jobs in that moment. Typically, we increase the number of tech jobs by 150% year over year. So this is why we had like a spring job rush where we had over a dozen students this year getting offers. And then we've had them every week this fall, right? There's definitely trends. Like we get a lot of students getting offers in the spring. We definitely get some in the fall, and then hiring shuts down for a little bit. So there's a little bit of a lull in the summer. We still had offers, but there was fewer of them. And then between Thanksgiving and January, typically for the holidays, the job offers start to dry up. So if you're looking to hit the job market, you want to get started now because you want to hit that spring job rush, the flood of jobs that are going to be happening around March and April. And that's, to be honest, that's where we saw the most students. It was more than a student a week, right, was getting offers during that period. So typically we see a student getting a job every week, every other week. But this spring, man, it was huge. So, and I've seen that historically, every spring and fall, they tend to have these two zones where there's a lot of hiring that happens. Awesome. So to answer your question, are there any concerns with the current job market? Absolutely not, because the jobs are still there, right? It's about how you apply for them. And I believe that the people that are having trouble are mindlessly applying and sending their resume everywhere, and they're not getting results. And that's not that surprising because we actually don't advocate that you do that, right? Like that's a really challenging job hunt. We have some tricks up our sleeve to help you do that better, right? Great questions. Awesome. TL is looking to get into the tech industry ASAP. That's awesome. So if you just want a job ASAP, then definitely TL, I would totally go for the low code developer, right, route, because that is going to be your fastest path to cash, right? Fastest path to a job, fastest path to opportunities. Yep. Super awesome. Yep. And a low code developer job. Yeah, absolutely. You've got it. Awesome. Aaron was one of the people that got jobs. That was awesome. Super great. Yep. So it's really incredible. And I'll share a couple stories with you guys too about, what students have done. Super awesome, folks. So just out of curiosity is like, which way are you guys thinking, right? Which way are you guys thinking? Like, which one do you want, right? Low code or six-figure software developer, right? What are we thinking? Anyone else make a decision yet? And are leaning towards, I want to go here, right? Awesome. Drop in the chat. Let me see it. I can't wait to hear it. And then we'll talk about how to actually let's get this. All right. How do we move forward? Awesome. Low code is the stepping stone. You've got it, TL. You've got it. Super awesome. Super awesome. All right. Sweet. So we're trying to pick one. All right. We're trying to pick one. So the question becomes, how do we get a six-figure tech job, right? So that TL can earn while he learns, right? Super awesome. Or can earn while they learn, right? Already looking at full stack. That's awesome. Mindy. Super awesome. So which direction do we go? So inside TechJoy, the joy of coding, we have a couple different pathways for you, right? So we are under the umbrella of the TechJoy Career Academy, where we help students get tech jobs. Some people go for coding jobs and become six-figure software developers. Some people focus on tech jobs and, really, starting off their careers as a low-code developer so that they can earn while they learn and have that nice, stable salary. Because wouldn't it be nicer if you're going to spend 6 to 12 months learning how to become a six-figure software developer? Wouldn't it be nice to do it when your bills are getting paid, right? When you can afford to go on vacation, to rest, right? It may slow things down slightly, right? Because there's going to be a gap, but it can be a really, really rewarding experience to go about it that way. Unfortunately, the experience often doesn't translate, right? So I have had this question in the past, right? That, oh, can I become a low code developer and then count that towards becoming a six-figure software developer? And unfortunately, that usually doesn't happen. I do have a student right now who's on the job market. I've been working with him, and he basically is a low code developer, does a lot with Excel, and he's going into interviews. And if he didn't have the academy internship experience, he wouldn't be able to pass these interviews, right? So they're asking questions like, have you pushed to production? Or have you deployed to production? Have you been doing production level work? And so the low code developers are not doing the same tasks that people are looking for six-figure software developers to do. So you do really need the training and the experience to move forward there, right? Super awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Adam, definitely want to end up at six figures, but very much wanting to jump into low code. Awesome. That's super awesome. What a great way to earn while you learn. Super great. So for those of you that are interested in proceeding forward, if you'd really like to start your journey as a low code developer or go all in and become a six-figure software developer, we actually have two different training vehicles, right? So if you're interested in becoming a low code developer, we have a program called Training Camp, the Tech Joy Training Camp. And we are offering Black Friday opportunities this month. So I want to tell you about them. And it's a really incredible program that preps you for becoming a low code developer. And it teaches you those basics and it preps you for those types of jobs. And it comes with our best in class job hunt curriculum. If you're interested and committed to becoming a six-figure software developer, then I recommend you consider the Joy of Coding Academy. This is our flagship program that includes a guaranteed internship. It has a job offer guarantee where we work with you until you get a job offer. And we have an amazing payment plan for this month that brings the payments down to the lowest they've ever been for the entire year. So the lowest monthly payments ever. So I'm going to tell you more about that if anyone is considering joining us. All right. So let me just give you a quick spotlight because, I know a lot of people go into tech and they're like, I want to be a six-figure developer. I want to go do full stack. I want to build crazy cool websites and mobile apps. But then they get into it, and sometimes it takes them a little bit longer than they expected, right? Sometimes we hear these stories about this intuitive genius, just, they got a 100K tech job after quitting their job in 2 months, they taught themselves, right? That's the exception. It's not the norm. Typically, learning to code and really able to code at that six-figure level, it takes time. It takes dedication. And so some people don't believe it when we say you can get a tech job in just a couple months with Training Camp, potentially only a couple weeks. So I do want to share some of these stories with you. I want to share some of these stories so you can hear them. So, this first person, and again, all the names have been changed to preserve the privacy of the individuals. So we had a student, we'll call him Mitch, and in the past, earlier this fall, he was he had some IT experience and he was on the job market, but he'd been working his way through the academy because he wants to become a six-figure software developer. And so even though he has this job, he's still proceeding on. But he did it. He nailed this job after only the first month of the training, the same training that Training Camp does. So, Mitch had IT experience, but had been on the job market for a few months. And so after completing the first month of Training Camp, right, it's part of the academy includes the Training Camp. He used his mastery of the 7 basics to be the top pick out of a competitive pool of 15 candidates. And he locked himself in a $114K IT contract. So that contract is not salaried. And so it's renewable, but at any moment, he could not have that contract. And so he is still studying, still learning to become that six-figure software developer. But man, wouldn't it be awesome to be earning and having that paycheck of $114K a year while you're learning to level up and become an amazing six-figure software developer? Pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. So that's just an example of how quick it can happen and that you can absolutely earn while you learn, right? So, how do we get that 6-figure tech job? Like, what goes into that? So, with Training Camp, this is the program that prepares you for low code jobs. It preps you for low code jobs in business, data, and IT, right? And it allows you to begin earning while you're learning. And you can train and get offers in as little as 1 to 6 months, right? So the commitment, right, is faster. So if you're, really ready to be done where you are financially, like if you're not where you want to be and you want out fast, this is the fastest path, right? This is the fastest path. And I know, for example, I said, yes, low code developer, right? And if you're thinking about it, drop it in the chat, right? If you're thinking about which direction you want to go, I'd love to hear it. The Joy of Coding Academy preps students for full stack, AI, or data science jobs. We have a guaranteed internship experience. So when you go to an interview and they asked you, when was the last time you pushed to production? It's recent, in the last couple weeks, right? Because you're on the internship actively until you get an offer. We also have a job offer guarantee where we continue to work with you until you get the offer, right? So we stand behind our process and what we offer, and we help the whole student get that offer, no matter what the barrier is, whether it's technical or non-technical. We are going to find it, fix it, and move you forward, right? Find it, fix it, and absolutely move yourself forward. Awesome, Cello. 6-figure developer, tired of the help desk role. Awesome. Super great. The pathway for becoming a 6-figure software developer inside the Joy of Coding Academy is typically the training and the offers roll in about 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months. So I want to share with you, another example. When I say these numbers, training and offers in 1 to 6 months, training and offers in 6 to 12 months, the length of time depends on your specific schedule and prior experience, which is why we mentioned if you don't have much coding experience, if your coding experience is limited to only HTML and CSS, or maybe a couple hours of free tutorials online, right? Start with a low code path, right? Get the skills you need to move forward. If you have more time or you have some experience actually coding, maybe you have a degree, maybe you've been to a boot camp, join us in the Joy of Coding Academy so you can become a 6-figure software developer. Because inside the Joy of Coding Academy, you get to actually work with senior devs on projects. I've never seen this set up anywhere else, where you actually get to talk to senior software engineers who have 10 to 30 years experience in the biz. For instance, one of our senior devs is a former Facebook Meta engineer who was responsible for building the mobile app for like 2 years and hiring every mobile engineer for like 5. Like, that's how trusted he was a developer. He was trusted with actually interviewing them and figuring out who Facebook would hire for their mobile dev team. So these are amazing, amazing opportunities. The fastest way to learn is to get close to an expert. Most expert software developers do not want to talk to beginners, but we have really identified some amazing mentors that are there to work with you like every single day inside the Joy of Coding Academy. It's really incredible. Awesome. And this is partly why so many people come to us from other boot camps or degrees, because we're actually putting the pieces together to get you there, to get you to that 6-figure level. We've been studying it a long time. We know how to get you to that 6-figure level. Super, super awesome. Super awesome. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. All right, perfect. So how are we going to do this, right? Like, what's the next step? What is the next step here? So let me give you one more student spotlight here. I think I have a couple more. So we had a student, Eric, and again, all the names have been changed to protect their identities because we respect student privacy. Eric was working as a mail delivery person, so delivering mail to homes, and had been looking for an IT job for a long time. It felt like forever, but it was just a few months. Eric was able to come in do the first month of training inside training camp, which is the same as the Joy of Coding Academy that first month. And he was able to master the 7 basics of coding and received a low-code IT job offer just 2 weeks after joining. The interviewers were shocked that he had learned to code so fast because he had applied for that job as he entered the academy, right? He had started that application process. And they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll have to teach you how to code. And then he got the offer 2 weeks later and he showed up and he could code. And they were like, why didn't you tell us you could code? And he's like, well, I just learned it in 2 weeks, right? Like they liked it so well, they were reaching out to us for the curriculum, right? Like, because they couldn't believe how fast the transformation was. And so the way we teach inside training camp and the first month inside the Joy of Coding Academy is totally fire sauce to prep you as fast as humanly possible to get you to that more advanced level. Super, super awesome. Super, super awesome. Excellent. When I see some questions, I'll get to those in a minute. Super great. Let's see. So Ayaz is asking, do we partner with different software companies who hire graduates from your programs? So Ayaz, absolutely. When we have connections, we are always reaching out. They're not always hiring at the same time. And every student's path is different. So when we have opportunities, we absolutely share them inside the Joy of Coding Academy. Because of the custom nature of our training, many of our students have specific needs. So even when we get these opportunities, they're not always a good fit if they're not 100% remote, if they're on site, but they're out of someone's geographic area. But we do build those bridges and we do actively, recruit within and help, find students positions. And in fact, one of the students that I will share today was one of 4 Joy of Coding Academy students that was interviewed, and they only interviewed Joy of Coding Academy students. So we're always looking for those opportunities. Great question. But the reason why we don't have like dedicated software companies where it's like, okay, they just always hire our grads is because the students are all looking for different jobs. And so we support everyone moving forward and getting the best job for them. Super awesome. Great questions, folks. Great questions. So how are we going to get that 6-figure tech job? And I do want to share with you folks that this month, we're running our Black Friday specials all month long until Cyber Monday, right? So there's a great, amazing opportunity to really hit this running, get this on the ground level, because the prices will only be going up into 2025 as we anticipate the job market is going to speed up. And as we continue to offer better and better support for our students, like we're always adding more. We had amazing success this year, and we're always looking to grow that and to help students move forward faster and reach their dreams. So, for training camp to become a low-code developer, right? The investment for that is $19.97, or we have payment plans available that bring it down to as little as $100 a month. Because we know that some of you want to be 6-figure developers, but you're in a crunch right now. And so we want to make it as easy as possible for you to say yes to yourself and to your future, right? And it's absolutely okay to start in training camp and then become a 6-figure software developer. And in fact, we want to help you do that. And so we'll actually give you a partial credit towards your Joy of Coding Academy enrollment should you choose to move on. But this way, you can get started for as little as possible. I mean, if you think about it, $19.97 to learn the skills required for a 60 to 80K job. I mean, that's an amazing ROI. And we've had students pay $15,000 for the Joy of Coding Academy and earn it and get back a 150K job, right? Like it's a total amazing return on investment. So for $19.97 to have access to 60 to 80K jobs, how many people do you know went to college, paid for 4 years for tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and still only got a 60 to 80K job? It's a crazy, amazing deal, right? And we're adding new features all the time. So this is definitely the lowest price for the next year that you're going to see. So $19.97 or $100 a month. And if I can, let me see if I can post a comment here. JOC. Let's see. Okay. If you want to join us inside training camp, I'm going to share a link in the comments for you if you'd like. Now, if you're someone that's really ready to become a 6-figure software developer, you are committed, this is it, right? You're going to do this or nothing. Or maybe you already have experience or you've been frustrated by going to a boot camp or getting a CS degree. and not having the job opportunities that you expected when you got out. Been there, done that. So if that's you, the Joy of Coding Academy is the best option because it's going to prep you for full stack AI or data science jobs. We offer a peer mentor scholarship, which is amazing. I don't think I've ever had a student not take the peer mentor scholarship. They love it so much because it's really a win-win. And that brings the investment to $9,997, just under $10,000. For the month of November, though, right? We know that not everybody has $10,000. And we want to make it as easy as possible for you to say yes to yourself and your future as a six-figure software developer. So for the month of November, as our Black Friday special, we are offering a split payment program where you can join for as little as $64.97 to get started in the main academy. And we have payment plans that bring that investment down to $330 a month. So a super, super low investment, right? Upfront, intentional. This is totally intentional so that you can keep the investment low while you're learning. And how fast would you pay off $64.97 once you start earning $6 to $8K a month, right? With your six-figure software developer salary. With this really amazing payment option, we do have additional payments where you're paying the remainder of the tuition after you start receiving paychecks and start earning on that developer job, right? But I'm sure you can agree that that trade-off, right, of paying a little less up front, paying a little more on the back, right, really helps you get started because $330 a month, and what else do you spend $330 a month on, right, in your house? Maybe Netflix, the internet, maybe a car, and you might need your car, right? But imagine, right, if you could take that $100 a month or that $330 a month and invest it in your future. Like, what would that do for your life? What would that do for your career? So just some things to think about while you're choosing, right? What if you actually invested your money on this training and in yourself so you could have that $1 million life where we did the math, right? Earlier today in this talk, we talked about that math of how either of these paths, a low code developer or a six-figure developer, can land you really close to $1 million in the bank. Pretty crazy, huh? Pretty crazy. So I have one other student spotlight I'd like to share with you folks. We had a student that couldn't get interviews. So Allie was a student who had a degree in tech, a CS degree, but had been working in HR because she just couldn't seem to get any coding interviews. And she was totally frustrated, right? I'm sure some of you can identify as well. So after joining the Joy of Coding Academy and getting on the internship, she got an offer for a 100% remote dev job, earning $70K, right? 100% remote dev job. That is super, super unheard of for a entry-level coder, but she got it, right? She made it happen. And that was one of our positions that we hooked her up with. So, that individual wouldn't have gotten that offer except because we knew about it. It was not a publicly posted job opportunity. So there's amazing wins that can happen, right? No matter which path you choose, right? There is some amazing and incredible opportunities. So if you're thinking about the Joy of Coding Academy, I do want to share with you that URL too, if you'd like to join us. Okay, we have joc.mobi/academy, right? Because our November special, I can guarantee it's our Black Friday offer for this month. It's our lowest payment plan of the year. Like, this is serious. We've never done it this low. And it includes all the amazing benefits that we have in the program. And for anyone that's considering the inner circle as well, there's also payment plan options if you did want to add on the inner circle. And if you're thinking about that, just let us know. We're happy to tell you more about it. It's just a little bit more one-on-one support in the academy if that's something that helps you, right? If that's something that helps you. Super, super awesome. So you're invited to join us in the training camp or the Joy of Coding Academy to help you move forward and invest in your coding career, right? And help you invest in your coding career. So I have one more spotlight student for you. Before I get there, let's see, Aya's had a question. Can someone enroll in the low-code developer program first, get a tech job, and then enroll in the six-figure developer program? Yes, Ayaz, that's an amazing question. You absolutely can. And in fact, we encourage students to do so. And we actually offer a bridge where we'll offer a partial credit towards your future enrollment after completing training camp. So you don't have to be concerned. We're going to help you 110%. And the really cool thing is when you do it that way, the training camp is the first, beginning of the academy to become a six-figure software developer. So you're already closer to the internship, right? Closer to job offers, closer to applying and getting interviews. And so it actually shrinks the amount of time that you need to invest in the academy, right? So let's say you're doing a payment plan with $330 a month. It reduces how many months you'll need to do that because you'll be closer to the internship already because you've already come through the beginning phases of the training. Great question. Awesome sauce, folks. Awesome sauce. So one more student spotlight I wanted to share with you. We've had a number of students come to us from coding boot camps, unfortunately. I think in large part, it's because many coding boot camps make big promises, but they don't teach students how to think like a coder so they're self-sufficient. And I hear a lot of requests from boot camp graduates, what happens if you lose your first job, right? And that's what happens to this student, Jerry. And again, the names have been changed to preserve students' privacy. So, Jerry was a student who had gone, I think, to 2 other boot camps before joining the Joy of Coding Academy. And Jerry had a job in between. So the first boot camp Jerry went to didn't work. Jerry went to a second one, got a job. Awesome. Got laid off. I think it was about 9 months after, right? So Jerry wasn't able to hold that job, in part because Jerry hadn't been taught to think like a coder. And so rather than let, his skills decay, Jerry joined the Joy of Coding Academy to continue learning and stay up to date on those latest technologies. And when the jobs came back in the spring rush, got 2 offers and accepted 1 for $80K. 2 offers in the same day. How incredible is that? So that was a really great success story. But Jerry had been applying for a long time and not seeing offers. And so that's part of the reason why she joined the Joy of Coding Academy, so that, right, she could really see the results of that and not allow her skills to decay, because technology changes fast. And employers want to see recent production experience, which is why we've structured this, the Joy of Coding Academy the way it is, to help, get you to become that 6-figure software developer. Super, super awesome. So again, just as a reminder, as you're deciding, because I want to hear where you guys are at. I really want to hear where you guys are at. So just to review, who is this for? If you're interested in the low-code developer track, training camp, never coded before, only know HTML and CSS, or you're learning from free videos, or you want to automate the boring IT stuff, right? That's who training camp is for. If you want to build amazingly cool websites and apps, or you've got a boot camp or a prior tech degree, right? Or you've built a local hosted JavaScript site, right, on your machine, or you already have had a tech job and you're switching fields, right? You're switching concentrations. Join us inside the Joy of Coding Academy. And, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And just so you guys are aware, right, this is our Black Friday special, right? So we're inviting you to join us with our best offers of the year. And I want to make it even better. I want to make this even better for you and risk-free. So if you sign up this week, I know some of you have been thinking about it. And so I really want to help you take action and be successful, because you'll never get there if you don't start, right? If you sign up this week, I will personally troubleshoot your resume and debug your job hunt. Okay, let me just explain that for a minute. So did you guys know that less than 1% of resumes get interviews? Yeah, many of our students get them weekly, right? And so, these students are getting these amazing tech job offers, but it's as a result of having an amazing resume, right? And so we will help you do that. And I will personally help you troubleshoot your job hunt, debug your resume, and get you offers and interviews, right? And this goes whether you join training camp or if you join the academy for this week. So this is a pre-Black Friday special, right? Black Friday month is upon us. We're bringing our best offer of the year, of the best offer of 2025 as well, right here, right now. And in fact, I know that, sometimes people think, oh, but maybe the deal will be better on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. We are offering our best Black Friday offers that I'm sharing with you today. They're the lowest prices. We've had so many students be successful, right? Students like Danielle and Doris and Allie and Jake. And because of these successes, the training camp and the Joy of Coding Academy will be increasing prices soon, probably before the end of the year. If for any reason the price goes lower in the next 12 months, we will refund you the difference. So don't wait, don't hesitate, right? We put it in writing. You can check it out on our sales page. We have a price guarantee that if for any reason the price goes below your investment, we are going to refund you the difference. So if you're thinking about it, you're like, oh, but maybe Black Friday will be better. We're telling it to you straight. This is our Black Friday offer. We started it since November 1st, right? Or early November, right? We've been letting you guys know for a month because we know this is a big decision. We want you guys ready to go and prepared. So super, super awesome. Super, super awesome. Excellent. Excellent. Awesome. TL's resume is empty. Yep, for sure. For sure. Worth every penny. Worth every penny. Thanks, Sam. That's awesome. I'm learning. William's learning so much. He didn't even realize the turtle race was a thing. And used Claude AI to build another one. That's awesome. Super, super awesome. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. And Sam was an example. I love that. Thanks, Sam. Sam's been in the program since June and has leveled up big time. And Sam actually made the leap, started in training camp, and then transitioned to the main program. In fact, many of our students have come through training camp first, loved the experience, and then came back for more, which we just love. That's why we designed this. So I want to help you get your interview and offers faster. And I'm going to do that personally. And we're guaranteeing this is our Black Friday offer. It's not getting any lower than this month. And if for any reason it does, we're going to refund you the difference. Not just this month, but for the whole next year. Because all we're doing is making it more and more awesome. So you get to buy in now. And as prices increase and we add more features and we make this even more awesome than it is, you already are in. You're bought in. You're good, right? Like you don't, right? You've got this, the lowest rates, the lowest monthly payments of the year. You've got them locked in. Super, super awesome. Super awesome. I love it. Super, super great. So if you'd like to join us, I urge you to click on the link that works for you to help you learn more. So low code, if you're interested in low code developer jobs, joc.mobi/earn. And if you're looking to become a six-figure software developer, join us at joc.mobi/academy. And that being said, if you have any questions about, becoming a low code developer, a six-figure developer, either of our training programs, training camp or the Joy of Coding Academy, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Drop a comment below, with which way you're thinking, because I'd love to know that, because we'll design the, upcoming live, videos that we record. We'll make sure that they take that into account. Super, super awesome. And I just can't wait to hear from you and help support you on your journey. Don't be a stranger, right? You should have access to us through Facebook. You can always drop a YouTube comment, or best yet, you can text us, right? You can text us 848-600-5622, and one of our team members who's standing by will get back to you. All right. Awesome sauce, folks. Any other final questions before we wrap up today? I'm not seeing them. Just some great experience. Yeah, TL, thinking about inflation. Yep, things always seem to increase, don't they? Right, over time. So good. Awesome. Yeah, Sam's working on going to full stack, and so he's doing awesome, working away. It's super awesome. So good. Excellent, folks. Super awesome. Great to see you today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. There is a masterclass tonight for anyone that would like, that's thinking about things and would like, even more support on their decision. We will cover some of these topics again and a little bit more. All right. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk soon. Peace.